This morning's Breakfast Bible Bytes is taken from Psalm 59, verses 2 and 3, where God's Word illuminates prayer for the righteous as the weapon of choice when confronting an enemy of the cross. Verse 2 of Psalm 59 reads, "Deliver me from those who do iniquity, and save me from men of bloodshed." When a thief breaks into the homeowner will use any means available to defend himself. And here in this passage, David records his plight against these workers of iniquity who are armed with a warrant calling for David's death, and an even greater arousal by a thirst for blood. With his back against the wall, David reaches for the only weapon at his disposal, prayer. And he sounds his prayer bell loudly. "O Lord, deliver me, save me." The pompous thrill of the kill that drives these agents of Saul is perhaps an impetus for God to quickly answer David's entreaty. Murder, the shedding of innocent blood, have made it to the top 7 on God's hate list. Proverbs 6, verses 16 through 20 reads, "The Lord hates 6 things. In fact, 7 are detestable to him: arrogant eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that plots wicked schemes, feet eager to run to evil, a lying witness who gives false testimony, and one who sets up trouble among brethren." My son, keep your father's command, and don't reject your mother's teaching. Verse 3 of Psalm 59 reads, "For behold, they have set an ambush for my life. Fierce men launch an attack against me, not for my transgressions, nor for my sin, O Lord." These fierce servants of Saul lay an ambush for righteous David, who understands their plan, yet is helpless to defend against it. He pleaded to God to be rescued. Like a litter of kittens anxiously waiting to pounce upon the hapless exiting mouse, they waited outside the door, their claws extended, anxious for the death blow. As Christians, we also are faced with a beast, the rejected and fallen angel Lucifer, who is always ready to pounce upon us as we venture forth through this physical world that Satan considers his own. Facing this awesome enemy, our God, who is far greater, has equipped us with the weapons of warfare needed to defend against this intrepid enemy. But the primary weapon in our arsenal, as it was in David's, is the power of prayer. Of very special significance is David's repetitive statement that perhaps you and I might consider as bold, but speaks well of David's true innocence. He says here and again in verse 4, "But not for my transgressions." Saul was a prideful and envious king who could not abide the valiant and gracious David, chosen by the Lord to succeed him. Saul's unrelenting ego would not be satisfied until David's blood was spilled. God's distinct love for humanity may be the motivating factor behind Satan's pride-filled, jealous disdain and hatred for humanity. We can get a glimpse of this by reading Job 1, 6 through 13.